Did they do that, Chad?
Yeah, they did. And Alex, got a question for you. Do you know who else had a peanut brain?
Who?
The T-Rex, and that was the king of the Jurassic period. And Tarek and the boys,
hey!
They really swept in here with an amazing CT half. Those gamble stacks, that aggression, it was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Looked like they were making amazing reads. Now, I say gambles because the risk they took, if they went the other bomb side, they would have been left in retake situations, and it could have gone the other way. But everything they did was perfect. It was great to see.
It's, you know, they win a game in the groups, and we chuckle along. They win two, and we say, hey, Kerrigan's tweet. Hey, everyone, you know, he said they're happy, and you can see it on their faces. No wonder they're happy, 2-0. And then they're in the 3-0 stage, and they're actually made it to playoffs, and we go, okay, they made it to playoffs. They're having fun. There's lack of structure, but they're rocking it. Now they've just taken a map off Sk, Yanko. This is a surge of improvement in an impossible to explain amount of time.
Yeah, and in a very, very dominating fashion. I mean, against probably the world's best team on the map, and just shows you what type of a difference it can make when a team plays without any pressure, and they just try to have some fun. They change stuff around, you know, get a new in-game leader. Obviously, Tarek can't think of elaborate strategies, right? It has to be a lot of things being called on the fly, maybe a bit more dynamic in their play. But I think the main thing is that everyone is just playing much better individually and just having that confidence back.
Here's a fun one for you. This is the second time this year Optic has taken a map off Sk, has beaten Sk.
First time on LAN as well.
The first time ever in this year offline. Yeah, that's just proof in the pudding, really, of just exactly how, you know, lack of pressure, having some fun. Tarek's having some fun. He's given them some guidance, and we have received confirmation he is still doing the majority of the calling. Hayes, in an interview, stating his style wasn't working. You throw it to Tarek, and what do you know? It clicks.
Yeah, and it's definitely working. I think there's a lot of interesting plays that they managed to pull off there.
Is there anything you particularly chose to break down on that Telestrator? Yanko, you got something for us?
Yeah, we had, like Chad mentioned, the first gun round, Optic went for aggression towards mid, took the game towards Sk, and they managed to win that round. So second gun round, what do? They go for a blind stack towards the A bomb site. As you can see, this is a bit later on. Hayes decides to push towards A apps. We have Rush in site, Naf in CT, and Mixwell is holding a more passive position towards mid because, as you can see, the Sk players have mid control, and Taco is lurking outside of A apps, something that we were mentioning is very important when you want to go for that split. So because we can't really play the clip out, this was the round where Rush got a double kill, and the reason for that is Hayes is going to die here. They're going to get the kill on Mixwell as well, and they're going to spot Naf. So that gives you the position of 3 players on the A bomb stage, and you feel if you're Sk, well, that's it. We know where we killed 2, we know where the last one is. We can just go for the safe plant here, which is very strong to defend from connector or from the catwalk area. But what happens actually is Rush gets great timing, doesn't get spotted, swings around the triple box, kills the bomb planter, and puts his team in a great position to actually deny the round from Sk Gaming. So really tells you how they had a clear plan. They played without any fear in the reset round. So once Sk actually won a gun round, the following round you could see Optic pop flash into A ramp, get a kill there. An op was playing close towards A apps as well, and within the first 15 seconds they were in a 5v3 situation.
And that, my friends, is the power of one of the individuals, one of the cogs in the Optic machine. The reason I was scrambling, I certainly wasn't ignoring you, Yanko, but just wanted to make sure I had it right. But I'm pretty sure they were all within like 1 or 2 frags of each other.
Pretty close, right?
There was not one man leading the way. It's not the ancient story of, you know, Tarek unleashing his potential or Mixwell with the AWP carrying. Everyone did their part in this well-oiled Optic machine.
It's because they outplayed Sk as a team. There was no monster individual performance that was winning the round for Optic Gaming. They were just better positioned and in an advantageous situation almost every single round.
And this then starts the discussion that, I mean, has to be had. They played better Counter-Strike in this map, Chad. No questions asked. But what do you make of Sk? Were they the same Sk that we've seen do unspeakable things to Tier 1 opposition on the Mirage?
I think they were just caught completely off guard, by what the Optic guys were able to throw at them. And the stuff that we're talking about, these gamble stacks, it can be considered a gimmick, right? But when you can't play the same level of theory-based Counter-Strike and you don't have the same level of chemistry as a team like Sk, you force yourself into positions where you don't actually have to react. You've already set the trap, or you've taken a gamble and it pays off. So that going into the next map, surely the Sk are going to realize that that type of play will be in the mix. A good way to beat that is by going fast, in my opinion, right? If you go fast, if you change the tempo, you can catch them off guard. Even if they are doing a stack like that, you're normally going to have yourself a 4v4, maybe even a 5v4 fight in your favor. That's one way to deal with it. The other is to just be even that much more cautious. Something which we praised SK for was those retakes. And we saw there was one situation, it was a 3v3 retake on the A bomb site, and it looked like all the SK guys immediately knew, hey, let's just watch the flanks for 15, 20 seconds and not worry about getting caught in any bomb site crossfires. And that's something that SK do really well, is they slowly constrict. And because they weren't in the normal bomb site spots, they weren't there to be constricted, didn't panic, didn't do what Fnatic did, and managed to claw out the victory.
Optic clawing out, sure, like perhaps a T-Rex would. And what those tiny little arms. We'll see if they can get them further on their second map. It's going to be Cash. We'll be talking all about it. Optic Gaming, one map away from semi-finals. North America throws one left jab to the jaw of the Brazilians. We'll see what happens after our break. But before we do that, Stunner's hanging out in that crowd. Let's check in with him. He looks like he's found an Optic fan.
I have indeed found an Optic fan. I'm standing here with Kenny over here on the arena floor. You know what, Kenny? Tell me what you think about this current form of Optic.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy for them after they failed to qualify for the major, and now they bounced back, and it's nice to see that they can hang with the top teams.
No, definitely that. We see them come in with a brisk, just strong start over on Mirage. We're going to go into Cash next. What is your take on this map?
I hope they win, and I think it's going to be a 16-8.
16-8, just like that.
Just like that.
Well, I do believe I got a little something for you. I think I just do this right here. Yep. There it is. All right, we got a little merch for you. I want to thank you for your time today, and we're going to throw it back to Alex at the desk.
Oh, that's fantastic. There it is, Trey. And not only is he getting some free Optic merch, he's also having a whale of a time with some more Optic jerseys and a little even the German flag dedicated to it as well. Jason and Pansy will continue to have fun after the break, but first we're going to be dissecting Cash in just a moment.